Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and today I have a card to share as part of my focus post at Altenew for their Halftone Stars set. This is part of their Halftone series where so far they've got halftone circles and hearts, and now they've got stars, and they're amazing, and they actually have the nesting dies straight up, so that just makes life so much easier because then you can do so much more with these stars. And I just love I've been using the nesting dies for the hearts and also for the circles, and they die cut beautifully, very pretty. So what I thought I'd do was make a really clean and simple card. Well, it's not clean and simple. It looks busy, but it is actually quite a simple card. And I wanted to cover a whole background with these stars, and I saw a picture of a quilt and it just inspired me to sort of flow the colour from one side of the card to the other. So what I did was just chose a stack of different colours, and I kind of was keeping it a little bit masculine. I didn't want to bring in the pinks and all the pretties because I need more masculine cards in my stash. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of beautiful female, girly cards with flowers and stuff, but masculine, no way. So anyway, what I've done here is actually just stamp out all the different sizes of the card. Stamp out all the different sizes of the star using colours and just flying them sort of from one side to the other, but also kind of making sure that they sit visually nice on the card too. So I just play with this a little bit along the way until I'm happy. And I did choose the stars that have the centre. There's two different style of halftone, and there's some that have like a centre that's more solid and some that have the base that's more solid. So I'm just working out now. This is actually a piece of cardstock that I'm going to cut down to put on my card front, and I figured that way it gives me a little bit of leniency. And I have a piece of cardstock that I've actually cut a centre out of that's the same size as the front of my card. I'm not sure if you saw it there, but here it is again. I can just use this as a good visual tool. I'm a real visual person, and this works really well for me if I'm trying to work out what a finished product's going to look like. Sometimes it's just easier to have that. I hold it over top and I can work it out exactly. And then I just can cut down my panel to fit the front of my card. And I'm using my new Tonic guillotine trimmer. I don't know, I'm a bit worried I might cut myself with this thing. Look, I put my hand under the blade all the time. Anyway, I'm getting used to it. I do like the way it cuts. It's nice and sharp. The edges of the cardstock are nice and sharp. I've got the bold alphabet die here, and I'm going to be doing some inlaid die cutting today, and I have lined up the word star on the front of my panel. It's, like I said, a very clean and simple card today, and I want to run all these letters through at the same time. I kind of centered it on the whole panel of the card. I didn't worry about normally I space my letters and cut them separately, but today I decided to do it all together. And just showing you here that I am keeping that little center bit of the A because I'm going to need to keep that to inlay again at the end. So I wanted to pop up these letters, and I thought it'd be fun just to use some different coloured fun foam for each letter. And these are just some scraps that I had in my stash. Adding some matte medium, I have run the letter dies obviously through the fun foam, and just using my matte medium and laying the letters straight on top. It's really easy. The hardest thing's waiting for it to dry, seriously. That really is hard. Maybe if I got used to using the double-sided tape, it might make it easier, because then I could just stick it straight down and I wouldn't have to wait. But I always forget, and the glue is there and it's easy. I've got the Altenew tape runner adding some dotted adhesive to the back of my panel. So this is a top fold card that I'm creating today, and the best thing about the dotted adhesive is that I can go over those little bits of the word star, and it just adds dots of glue, and it only adds it to the cardstock. The other thing you could do if you didn't have dot adhesive is use a liquid glue there as well. I don't like using liquid glue over the whole panel. I find that my card, if I use too much, it can warp a little, and I don't like that. So I've just popped that on top of my card front, and then the rest of my sentiment is going to come from a set called Sentiments and Quotes. It's an older set, and I just selectively stamped this just to get the word rock. The actual whole sentiment says rock star, and to make it pop on this really busy background, I did stamp that out on some Autumn Blaze cardstock and cut it down. Then all that's left to do is to add the liquid adhesive again, just where the letters are, making sure that I got my S the correct way around. I don't know if you noticed, that would be easy to muck that up because I want this to match the background pattern, and just going to pop those in place like a jigsaw puzzle, and then I can just add that little piece from the center of the A back in where it's meant to be. And I just used some foam squares to add the rest of my sentiment. So because this is a focus post for the Halftone Stars and Altenew, there are actually 2 more cards that I've made using this same stamp set. So head on over, the links will be below, and I look forward to seeing you at the blog. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.